invited you all here for the wine tasting this evening, but...
Oh.
But how do I know he was murdered? I hear you muttering. Well, it was a very simple matter to rule out accidental death or suicide. Max was a good swimmer, the vent was quite shallow and there was a ladder at the side. He would have been able to get out quite easily had he simply fallen in from the entry. This means something or someone must have prevented him from getting out. And we have found no suicide notes anywhere. What is more, I can also tell you that one of the fine people here is actually a foul, stinking murderer. And until I have more information from my investigative team, I am unwilling to rule out any of you as potential killers. So, here is the big question. Was this a crime of passion or a plan that had been for some time? Oh, please pardon my lapse of taste though. I didn't mean.
Demi, I'm so sorry to hear that, Demi. That is awful news.
Well,
About each other, and I have had a brilliant idea. First of all, I want you all to introduce yourselves properly to each other, and then perhaps you can start asking each other some pertinent questions, and maybe some impertinent ones. Who knows what we might find out? In the meantime, I will speak to my investigative team and see if they have established how Max Leiter actually died. Demi Leiter, as his wife, perhaps you could introduce yourself first?
well, it seems I, Demi Leiter, wife of the deceased, aren't even being allowed the decency of announcing my husband's death to my guests in private. Rather, you've heard all about Max's misfortune from the inspector. I'm so sorry that our evening soiree has turned into this. Please accept my heartfelt apologies. I'm sure the inspector won't keep you any longer than necessary. Do I have to say more? I don't.
Demi, don't worry about us. I'm more bothered about you. How are you? This must be a dreadful shock for you. Much more so than for us, you know. Such a dear friend.
Who are you? In that case,
It's such a shame that he died in the vat that he did. It was promising to be such a lovely bottling, that wine. It's unfortunate. We came to sample it the other day. I'm Byron Case, by the way. I'm Max's primary wine merchant.
in that case, perhaps we could have a word later, Byron. Other draft. Max Leiter's Iranian, Swiss, English, bank manager.
You can't say. I can see the situation.
Get yourself together,
so
woman. For
emotional.
God's sake, woman. It's a goddamn murder.
Yeah, hurry up, girl.
I'm just so emotional. I'm sure you'll be able to give me a rough estimate on the value of his current assets. If Demi plans on continuing with the estate and needs some financial backing, I'll need some facts and figures put before me.
Who's next, man? Is Nick Blagger next? Are you Ava, Mel?
Yes, that is correct.
Hey, I'm Nick Blagger. I'm a famous rock star. I'm now retired, but I made millions doing rock and roll. And I'm world famous, and I know loads of people in the industry. Got all the contacts. Okay. Why are you talking about investments, Ava? What's in finances at a time like this? And we have a dead body in a vat of wine. We shouldn't be talking about investments. We should be talking about sieves and fielders. We don't want all that amazing wine to go to waste. What's up with you? Famous, retired, and all that, but I'm still famous. I live in the valley. Well, I live next to this guy, but there's a valley in between us, so I don't really think you could say that was next door. But yeah, I know this guy.
Everyone knows where you live, Nick. Everyone in the valley.
No.
We come to your house and drop off cheeses. I don't think you know me. I'm Philadelphia. I specialise in making soft cheese, like brie.
Loving the props.
I've always been partial to Camembert. Perhaps I could try some of your produce later, my dear. I'm Tarquin Tokay. I live at the end of the valley, just on the edge of the village. I used to work for the Foreign Office in Britain. When I retired, I decided to settle here. And France has always been my most favourite country. So civilized. Well, unless there's a murder inquiry on the go.
Civilized and dull. Unless there's a murder inquiry going on, you mean? I tell you, I don't know why my agent sent me Lady Blah Blah here, of all places, on a holiday. Where are all the nightclubs? This case is just dreadful.
Not as dead as Max is right now, though. Still, if you're fed up with the country, why don't you let me take you for a spin in my Morgan? She's a real goer on these country roads. She corners really well. I'm Monte Carlo, by the way. I live just down the valley from here.
Well,
Thank
hello,
you
Monty.
for introducing yourselves.
Demi, I'm so sorry of what you're going through. I can't believe the police don't have any compassion at this time.
I always thought they didn't have a sense of humor as well. But after those puns, clearly I'm mistaken.
Particularly good.
I never said they had a good sense of humor, Nick.
Well, I'm just surprised it didn't make any more. I mean, there's all sorts of unknowns used. He wants us to agitate people by asking questions for a start.
While he mulls over the case.
Perhaps it would be best if we reserve making any more comments for now. This is a murder inquiry, and it's quite particularly good taste, isn't it?
Yes, it's all just so dreadful. I can't believe Max is dead. You're holding up so well, Demi. I would be in pieces.
That's just as well that you weren't married to him.
If you had been, you might feel very differently about it.
Well,
Hostility.
I'm glad he's dead. There, I've said it. I've said it. I've said it.
You can't say things like that. The police are listening.
Well, let's get on with solving the case then, shall we?
Indeed, absolutely.
Demi, do you know the contents of Max's will? Did he leave anything to you? Do you know?
We don't discuss those type of matters. What's private between a marriage remains private.
Monty,
The inspector has something to say.
It seems like you all have got to know each other a little better. That is good. Not so good is the fact that you all seem to have some motive for wanting Max Leader dead. Now, spoken to my investigative team and you a little more information regarding his death. Max did die from drowning, but if for any of you think you are off the hook, my team are quite sure he was unconscious when he entered the vat. On close examination, it seems that Max had a rather nasty injury to the back of his head. From the angle and nature of the injury, we can eliminate the possibility of this happening as a result of a fall from the gantry above the vat. This injury was the cause of his unconsciousness and therefore the cause of his death. My team are now looking for something that may have been used to cause this injury. A murder weapon, if you please. In fact, they are currently dredging the facts as I speak to see if the weapon was thrown into one of them. While they are doing that, I suggest that you continue with your inquiries. You seem to be doing a pretty good job, and who knows, you might be able to dredge out the killer while we dredge through the facts.
I must say, Lady Blah Blah, if you hate the French countryside so much, then what are you doing here this evening?
Well, my parents are both old, and while they're supportive, they find my increasing fame and unorthodox dance routines quite distressing. And they've been hounded by the local press, and so they've decided to come and live out here. They've been speaking to an agent, and he's looking for somewhere for them to live. He's found a house in this valley. And so I'm over here taking a look at the property before they move in, you know, treating it as a bit of a holiday, I guess. And, well, yeah, been dreadfully bored. Then I saw Max Lada was holding a wine tasting event, and I just had to book on it immediately. Say, Philadelphia, you haven't been feeling well recently, have you? Is there anything wrong, honey?
I've been feeling very, very dizzy, and I thought it was an ear infection, but I actually went to the doctor's, and I can't quite believe it myself. I'm not supposed to be drinking or eating cheese, but I just can't help myself.
Congratulations, honey. That's great news.
Enough of this nonsense. Demi, do you and Max, were you happy in your marriage? I've heard rumors of some rather aggressive arguments.
Of course we were happy. I mean, every marriage has their ups and downs, but, I mean, a wandering eye doesn't mean a wandering marriage. Come on now. Sure, there was one or two on either side, but who am I kidding? I told him I wanted a divorce. I'm in love with somebody else. I mean, the rows have been unbearable, but I would never kill him.
You have the right to feel loved, Demi.
Oh, indeed.
Lady Blah Blah.
Hey, that reminds me of a song I know. And sometimes I just randomly break into song and perform one of my old hits. You said Somebody I Used to Love, and it was a song I made called Somebody I Used to Know. It was very similar, but it made me millions of pounds. Anyway, can I just ask one question, please? And this is going to be to Byron. Where's Byron? Byron, can I ask you if you knew other wine merchants?
Oh,
Sorry, Squire, you'll have to speak up. I didn't get any of that.
Okay, let me ask you again. And I don't appreciate repeating myself, to be fair. I got millions of pounds. I know all the celebrities in the world, but listen properly this time.
Speak clearly then now.
I'll try. Okay, Byron, did you know Max traded with other wine merchants?
Yeah, for sure. I used to visit him all the time. I used to buy a lot of his wine, but a lot of his wine he sold to other people. Does that answer your question?
I think you're holding something back, man.
Well, that's the truth, Nick.
Okay.
No, Nick, leave poor Byron alone. Byron, I'll talk to you about Camembert later. Anywho, how did you know Max, Nick? Were you good friends?
Not really. We were neighbors, but there was a big valley between our houses. I live in the 3-story mansion with the swimming pool up the road there. But I don't really say I could call him a friend. Sometimes he popped over with a bottle of wine for me, which kind of worked out okay because I ended up buying all my wine off him from now on. But Yeah, he invites me to his wine tasting sessions. I'm a big spender, you know. I got loads of cash, so I'm a big customer of his. He lets me drink all the wine I want, and then sometimes I'll buy a few cases at the end. Other than that, not really. Yeah, I did put down a full payment of nearly a vat of wine the other day.
Nick,
Yeah.
I don't know whether your your beard is getting interference, but we can't hear you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
Sorry.
need to speak into the mic.
Okay, let me
What
try
was it,
again.
darling? I went to the Foreign Office, you know.
Oh, enough of this waffle. Byron, how often do you visit Grand Cru Estate? Are you a regular?
Yes, I visit there all the time. I've actually got my own room there.
Oh,
It must be lovely.
well,
Me and Max are quite tight. Like I said, I was his main merchant, so I sold a lot of wine through the estate. Me and Demi had dinner many times with Max.
Oh,
Mine really goes well with my cheese, Byron.
Oh, that's enough about cheeses now. So, tell me, Philippa, you seem to know Max quite well. Perhaps you could divulge some more information about your relationship with the man. Were you perhaps in business with him? What?
Well, everybody knows wine and cheese go really well together. I love cheese. Cheese is the best thing ever. But yes, so Max and I have a really good had a really good working relationship. The past 5 years, his wine's been going in with my cheese and my Christmas hampers. It's just wonderful. We've been so successful. So yes, we've had a very good working relationship.
what a hussy.
Oh, what a wonderful story.
Jesus.
We must get together sometime and exchange cheeses.
Tarquin, I have a question for you, Tarquin.
Hello, yes.
You say you work in Foreign Office?
Oh, yes.
You work in Foreign Office?
Yes, yeah. Oh, I enjoyed the diligence service of working in the Foreign Office for many years. Yes.
You enjoy that?
Don't
yeah?
tell me you need a visa, Monty.
What's your
Monty,
troubles,
Monty.
young man? What's your troubles?
I don't have no trouble. I'm okay.
Well, yes.
Monty. I do recall I saw your name in a criminal court report recently in the newspaper. I cannot for the life remember what you were caught for. Can you refresh?
This is interesting.
I had so many complaints submit to me about me that I end up in court for a breach of the peace and fined €50 and cautioned for driving my car, and Max didn't like that. He get angry, shouts at me, and then he goes to the police.
Monty, what relationship do you have with the Litters? Is it good?
Well, we never got on very well. Not really. Demi is okay, but Max is a real party pooper.
Yes,
Always
Demi is a
reporting me
lovely
to the
lady.
police. Causing breach of the police with my cars. Real pain in the ass.
You really do have a lot of money, Monty, don't you? Talking of money, Ava, how's it going at the bank? I heard that you were in real trouble and that the bank might fold.
Oh, I don't know where you got this missing correct information. That is wrong.
Can I just ask, what round are we on?
Number
Round
one.
one.
Still, okay, all right.
Only 10 rounds, mate, so we'll be fine.
The bank schemes, we've invested in some schemes that might not pay out. That is all.
They obviously didn't invest in cheese. Cheese is doing very well.
Yes, more with cheese. Excuse me, the gentleman in the bandana, Nick Blagger, I believe your name is what? Yes. You see, you mentioned, I was wondering by any chance, what time you arrived at the estate? Because I see, were you there early enough to see Max alive? Possibly, what?
Good question, Tarquin.
Can I just do a test? Can you hear me okay now?
That is
Yes, we
good.
can.
Who said that?
Brilliant. Okay. Before I answer your question, I'm just going to read up on my notes. So I'm going to ask a question of my own, but I'll come back to you on that one. I've got a message for Ava.
Yeah?
Can I ask you, Ava, if the visit to the Grand Cru Estate was purely a pleasurable trip, or were you here on business?
Business, yes.
Zip
Who is
it.
Ava?
I haven't visited Max in over a year. He's been avoiding me at all costs. His accounts have been emptying steadily, and the bank books are no longer balanced. He has outstanding loans to the bank.
A
So
bonk?
I've
Did you say you wanted a bonk?
bonk!
Oh,
I insist.
sorry, my old ears, you see, I struggle to hear sometimes.
I won't tolerate racism tonight.
Yeah,
I want to hear from Tarquin. I know you had a lot of dealings with Max Leiter, didn't you? Were you a regular visitor to the estate?
it's a fascinating story, actually. You see, I only moved into the recently, you see, because I'm quite into the wine tasting at the Grand Cru Estate. I saw the flyer on the village and decided to give it a whirl. Yeah, of course, that's you see, I always appreciate the finer things in life. Working with the foreign ministry, traveling so much is what I do. What? And you see, there's nothing quite like locally produced wine. Indeed, what?
What was the question?
And maybe we can ask the question again.
Maybe not. Matt, whatever your character's name is, can you ask me that question? Tarquin, ask me that question again, man.
Hey, excuse me, Nick Bagger. Obviously, you played one too many gigs because you seem to be missing a few strings in the old upstairs area. But I was wondering, when you arrived at the estate, were you there early enough to see Max alive? What? Yes, see.
It's not on there. Yeah, I was there nice and early. I was drinking wine with him all day, boozing. Oh wait, I can't lie. Hold on.
Just what? Are you sponsored by Nike? A New Balance, Jack Blagger, come from the tattoo on your cheek.
New Balance.
That is good one, Tarquin. Good one.
Yes, well, I was in foreign ministry, you see. When you travel around as much as I do, you pick up a thing or two. What?
Sharp as a tack.
Byron, how's your soft cheese supply? Have you nearly run out? Because if you've run out, I can come round. I can drop some more soft cheeses off for you. Maybe some hard cheese?
Oh, you can give me some soft cheese. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have just vomited in my mouth.
It's probably all that bonking you're doing, sweetheart. Yeah.
What's Matt's name?
One moment.
Hey, Tarquin.
Hello, yes.
I was there early, man. He always invites me early for a pre-taste of his wine sessions. So yeah, I was there early, bro.
Okay, good to know, you see. I like to be prompt with the foreign ministry. It's important I have this information.
How many questions did you have to do?
Delphia, did you say something about cheese?
I'm always happy to talk about cheese, darling. Anytime. Did you know Brie's made out of cow's milk? Amazing. You add lactic acid, you leave it to make clouds and whey, and voila, you have Brie. Wonderful.
How interesting.
You see, when I was with the
It really,
foreign
really is.
minister,
Oh, perhaps we should move on to round two.
excuse me,
Tarquin, can deceit.
I feel I must say
Tarquin,
I feel I must get this out.
I've had enough of this.
You see,
Nonsense.
but when I was working, I was a secret spy, you see, with the foreign ministry, and I can say it now because I'm retired. But at the time, it was all very hush hush, and it was quite a thrill. Jolly old thrill. Carry on with your bunking.
Ava, do you have something to say?
Round two.
Yes, go on, Ava.
Let's move on to round two.
Yes, lots.
Okay. So, Ava, Max was in Huck, was he?
Oh, no more wine puns.
If we are, I'm sure we're down to the dregs. I think we covered them all last time.
Maybe we could just give the puns a rest this time.
Put them aside, you mean?
Byron, don't you start.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know about you. I don't like the idea of being labelled a murderer.
Well, I don't think he's labelled anyone yet, Monty, but he does seem to think one of us is responsible.
Lady Blah Blah, your voice is very soft, like one of my soft cheeses. Still very, very soft. You're not even a cheese yet, darling.
Like a manchego. You need to speak up. Speak up.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Good. I noticed that. Still, it'll do wonders for my publicity, I'm sure. Especially if I could borrow some of their crime scene tape.
The last thing we need right now is you parading around semi-naked. This is not a media circus.
Oh, I say.
Oh, did I continue? No.
Not with me around, if you don't mind. I've always preferred the simple life. I like the cottage and the vines. Murder is not something I go in for.
That's what you would say.
You do prune, though, right? Perhaps you thought your husband could do with a bit of cutting back.
Well, there's cutting back and there's cutting down, Tarquin. I'm sure Demi wouldn't have taken it too far.
What's to say whoever killed Max did it on purpose? Perhaps it was an accident, just like my pregnancy.
So somebody accidentally left him in a vat of wine?
To drown?
And been able to get him out again.
Oh, well, there's just the small matter of not calling for help, though, isn't there?
Look, why don't we all just get back to the inquiry? Perhaps it will all become clear.
Tarquin, I have a question for you.
Yes, go on, young man.
Despite your Englishman manner, you seem very aloof. I would like to know where you were this afternoon.
Yes, you see, I spent some time with Max in the wine shed this afternoon. Yes, after your wife died, Max disappeared. You never did trace him. You see. After,
And when you saw Max today, was he okay?
Well,
did he seem distressed?
You see, After my wife died, Max disappeared, you see, and it took me many years to track him down. But I managed to find him, and I spent some time in the shed with him discussing my wife's disappearance many years ago.
But you saw him. You saw him arguing. Who was he arguing with?
Who was he arguing with?
And what were they arguing about, Tarquin? You must know the answer to these questions. You saw them. You were there in the shed.
Very homoerotic.
Tarquin, you seem to know Max when you arrived. Well, at least Max knew you, and you seemed distinctly nervous. Did you by any chance know each other in some past life? Tarquin, to you?
Oh, sorry. Repeat the question. I was dozing off a little bit there.
I said that you seemed to know Max when you arrived. Well, at least Max knew you, and you instantly became nervous. So my question to you is, well, do you know of each other in a previous life?
Well, you see, with all the many years I spent in the foreign ministry, you see, I was a spy, don't you know? And during the time of the Cold War, I got to know Max rather well. You see, he turned out to be what is known in our trade as a double agent, and you know, we got to know one another then. But obviously, after my wife's disappearance, he disappeared, and it's taken me this long to track him down. What?
This is boring me. Lady Blah Blah. I saw you leaving Zelita's home today. You looked very embarrassed. What did you say?
Well, this is easy to answer because after I arrived, I stumbled into Byron and Demi kissing in the kitchen. Byron
No.
Yes. Byron had a nasty cut on his arm, and Demi was tending to it, well, until they were kissing. And there was this first aid kit all over the table. But I saw them, and I felt so embarrassed, and I excused myself quickly, and off I ran.
Zutulov!
Me.
Disgusting.
Quite. That's what I thought.
I was wondering who you were having an affair with, Demi, and now I know. Oh, Byron. I'd love to know, not talking about Demi for a moment, I would love to know what's your aspirations for the future? Would you like to continue to be a wine merchant, or would you want your own vineyard?
I've always dreamt of owning my own vineyard. It's been a dream of mine for such a long time. I was always jealous of Max. He had everything. And as for that kiss that Lady Gaga saw, I think she needs to wipe her glasses.
Well, in that case, I must ask you, Byron, if you're happy whether Max is dead or not. What?
Am I happy that Max is dead?
Yes, you must.
It's a very strange question.
Well, it's a simple answer, I suppose. Really, what?
Like I said, Max has always been an acquired taste. He never treated his lady very well, and when I heard of his passing, I only thought of the happiness it must bring to Demi to be free of his clutches.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'd call her a lady.
You can quiet, Ava.
Well, that is a matter of opinion, isn't it, Ava? I'm not
I
sure you're.
It's a pregnancy. Just can't help myself. I'm eating. So we are waiting for Sophie. Demi.
I haven't rehearsed very well. I didn't have time. I'm having to read my character as we go.
We are.
No,
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Mate, I had no time whatsoever. Most of
Yeah.
what I
Weren't meant
said
to read
not even
past that
on.
anyway.
But you're not supposed to read ahead.
All right.
Otherwise
Most-
you're figuring it out.
Oh,
Most of the stuff I've said I've pretty much made up.
Ross, why didn't you dress up or make any effort?
Mate, I'm dressed up. This is me dressing up. This is my character.
Oh, right. Put an accent
That's-
on.
I don't need to, mate. This is my accent.
Just mix it up. All right.
Mate, I ain't had time for that shit.
What is your character's background then?
can't tell
Wine
you.
merchant.
You got to
very-
figure that
very
out.
casual.
Oh, you've got the old great. Oh no, you've moved house now. You've lost
No,
a
I
vineyard.
still. This is part of the scene, mate. I'm in a vineyard.
Ah, I see. yeah.
Obviously, I don't own a vineyard. I'm very
Yeah.
jealous of people who do own vineyards. It's something I
See.
aspire to, but
Yeah.
I don't own my own. I'm just sitting in someone else's vineyard, making a cigarette, drinking some wine.
I know.
Did someone tell Sophie what she needed to do to get back in again?
I'll tell
think
her
so.
now.
Let's just have an initial guess who did it.
No.
Parkwin.
Yo.
I'm a very strong candidate to have murdered him.
There's a lot of motive.
There is a lot of
Yeah.
motive.
But I'm too obvious. I'm too obvious.
Has anyone done one of these before?
I did
Stuff
years
like
and years ago. Years and years ago.
No, I've
No.
always wanted to do one.
No, but
Go
I'll tell
to
you
like
what.
a
This would
venue,
be,
Matty.
Hang on.
Went to a venue to do it.
Sorry, say again.
Did you go to like a venue to do it?
No, we did it at someone's house.
Around someone's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
this would be a good thing to do as a dinner party.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's in the pack. It's got an actual 3-course meal recipe and
Yeah.
everything. So the idea is each round we'd have a course.
I see. Yeah,
Well, it's
I like
just
the
about
idea.
And you can actually converse a lot easier as well when you're doing
Yeah.
it face to face, because you can talk to the person next to you if you're really going hard for it.
And you
want
can
to
really
display
get into character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can actually
It's
have
working
full
quite well.
conversations with the person next to you in character, not even related to the murder investigation.
Yeah.
It's quite fun.
Yeah, I would like to do this properly, where you can have like a good. I know you
Proper
set it out
dinner
early,
party.
but I didn't really have a lot of time to look at everything, and I'd like to have studied my character a bit more and learned a bit more.
I'm recording this. by the
I've
way.
been in my character all week.
Sophie's back, come in.
Got something
Debbie,
growing
you're
out your
back.
shoulder, Rick.
You're back, thank goodness for that.
Sorry, I had some technical difficulties.
We all did, I think.
It seems like your palace has disappeared, and you now are in some kind of suburban surrounding.
All the charade, you see, all the charade.
Sure. Where did you get that pipe from, Matt?
Surely it should be a charade.
This is actually my pipe.
Oh, just breaking character for a second. I went round to my nan's the other day, and I was looking in her garage, and I found my granddad's pipe box. It's about that big, and you open it up, it's like a little chest. You open it up, and it's got like pipes all in a row, and then
Oh.
his pipe tobacco and his pipe stacker and
That's cool.
everything all in there. Yeah, it's well cool. I haven't seen it for like, I don't know, 20 years. My nan didn't even know it was there. It was in like a cupboard in the
Is it in
garage.
good
It's
condition,
well
or
smart.
can you restore it?
Yeah, the pipe box needs a bit of a clean and a bit of a restoration, but his pipes are all really like used. He used them all,
Just so
but it's really smart.
Demi, this is very disturbing.
Yeah. Oh, Ashley.
Sophie, what's
Wow.
going on?
diamonds are
That's freaky.
forever. That's very freaky.
I just need a bit of weed in there, mate. Little.
Lisa, start recording again.
Okay.
I've been recording the whole thing.
Have you been recording as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can you all record?
Everyone should be able to if you've got Windows 10.
Yeah, we haven't tried, yeah. But
If someone else can, because this goes through to my work server. And then,
Yeah.
and then I have to desperately scramble to get it off before anyone sees.
Cheers, Monty.
I'll
Cheers, guys. Oh, cheers to
It
everybody.
says request
yeah, from the host.
from the
Thank you.
present host.
once it's
I'll
once
make you, if I make you the,
Cheers, darling.
I'll make you the host, Sophie, all right? There you
Just
go.
so you all know, I miss you all a lot.
Oh.
I miss you
Oh.
And Demi, it's especially nice to see your face.
I miss you terribly.
I tried to
Yeah,
I
gain.
hope
bit
you're
of a
keeping our bed
bum.
warm.
I tried to gain weight this week for my
bed
character,
warm.
but it didn't really work. I was trying to do the whole Christian
Just done
Bale
like a
thing.
whole bottle of Bucks Fizz. I know it's like 2%, but woohoo! Someone's getting lit.
Lucky Lee, baby number 3.
Snip, snip.
Oh yeah. He's in the club, isn't he?
There's always a chance. Always a chance.
In the Snip Club.
Little baby Jesus. Always a chance.
Immaculate conception, they say.
Monty, your hair is magnificent, Monty.
What conditioner do you use? It's fabulous.
Head and shoulders.
And extra shoulders. Your shoulders are
Got your hair's got so much body, like a Bordeaux.
Do you like my scarf?
Yes.
It's fabulous.
Racing car. I'm a racing car driver, you see. I go fast and the scarf will blow.
They go very fast.
And the scarf will blow back.
Can I just please point out before serious character, Matt, you're like Dad. You're blowing my mind.
Oh.
I'm sorry, say it again, young lady.
Right, where were we, everybody?
We were in the midst of round 2.
Where's
He's coming. He's
Where's
coming
Nick?
right now.
Where's Nick
Right.
Blagger?
I do have another question to Philippa. What time did you arrive at the house today? I seem to have missed you.
I did arrive at the house a little bit earlier on, actually, Demi. And this conversation might have been a little bit awkward earlier. But now we know about you and Byron, I'm sure it's all girls together. Me and Max, we were having a bit of a... And yeah, so baby's
I was gonna say
Max's.
to you, Philippa. I did not know you had a boyfriend, but I wonder who the father of your baby is.
Of course we know it's Max's, you bitch. I mean,
don't be like that, Demi. Just because you can't have children and me and Max can, everybody knows, by the way.
Savage.
Max told me it.
Savage. Hey.
ladies, please?
Oh,
it's true. After several attempts, Max and I were never able to conceive a child. And it's been a bone of contention for our marriage. I've always wanted a baby.
Well,
Max
surely
would
you're
never
happy
agree.
for me then, Demi. Honestly, I can have Max's baby now. Now he's dead. I'm the only one that can.
He was very fatalistic about it all. He said, if we're supposed to have a family, then you would have. And he's much preferred the freedom that no children brought. So he would never want a child, especially with you.
Wow, I knew he would be excited when I told him earlier on. Anyway, Demi, I want to know, are you having an affair? And I'd like you to confirm that right now.
Oh, yes, please do.
Well,
Byron, you seem to
my
have a
marriage.
funny head.
I did find comfort. I did find comfort in the arms of another man, and I wouldn't call Byron an affair. I would call it love. Yes, we've been seeing each other for 8 beautiful months now. Whenever Byron's in the area, Max never suspected a thing. He never suspected we were seeing each other. Otherwise, he would never have invited Byron for this evening.
Ava, I have a question for you, you bonking madam.
Yeah?
I was wondering whether you had any plans to foreclose on Max bank loans. What?
Yeah, well, Max had become a big financial risk. Big risk. So, luckily, his loans are secured against the estate. So I came here today to see Max to talk about the possibility of him selling part of the estate to clear his debt with the bank.
So Ava, honey, have you got any shares in the bank you work for? I'd be interested to know.
Well, yes, I do.
So you have a vested interest in keeping the bank running, huh?
You could say that.
Yeah, I thought as much. Yes, we are. And Nick Plager, did you know why?
Lady
I
Blanca,
can't hear you.
no private conversations.
I'm sorry, I was just asking the lovely Nick Blagger if he knows why the Grand Cru Estate could be in such financial difficulties when he himself spends a significant amount of money there.
Yes, Nick. Why are you so loyal to the Grand Cru Estate?
Hey, let me just answer this first question, then I'll come back to you. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he was in financial difficulties. I met him a few times down the casino. He used to like playing poker. And he used to throw his money about, got a lot of women. But it doesn't surprise me for 1 second that he was in financial difficulties. Monty, what was your question?
It's a similar thing. I mean, why are you so loyal to the Grand Cru Estate? Do you like his wine, or is there some other reason why you spend so much time there?
I don't mind his wine, but I'm a beer man, really. And
I hear you, mate.
yeah, I like beer. I don't mind his wine, but to be perfectly honest, he's always been a bit of a pushy salesman. And I didn't really buy much from him until he caught me growing some cannabis in my greenhouse. And he said, I'm going to expose you unless you buy my wine. So I was forced into buying his wine. Otherwise, I'll be exposed as a grower. That leads me to my question for Monty. Did you speak to Max this evening before he died?
Hang on, mate. Hang on.
No, right now. Tell me. Tell me now.
Fucking face ID, man. What was your question?
Take the wig off.
What was your? It's okay, it's the glass. What was your question again, please, Nick?
My question, Monty, was whether you had spoke to Max this evening before he died.
Hang on 1 second, please.
Come on, man. It's only this evening. You should know this.
Answer the question, Monty. Answer the question.
I smell guilt.
Yeah, he seems guilty to me.
I saw him this evening very quickly. I decided to speak to Max. And when I approached him, he hadn't realized. Hang on 1 second. See what happened was Demi invited me to the house this evening, and I tried to speak to Max. And when I approached him, he hadn't realized Demi invited me to the party and made it very clear I wasn't welcome. I got in a bit of an argument, and Max stormed off. Max is a fucking pussy, and he didn't want to stand and argue with me, so he just stormed off like a little girl. You're pussy, all.
Yeah, I must say, during the time of being in the foreign ministry, I travelled a lot, and during my travels in Kazakhstan, I met a lovely chap named Borat. And Monty, you remind me a lot of Borat. You have so many similarities, you see. Especially,
I hear you good, man.
Your accent, you remind me so much of Borat. You don't know,
He's a great man, Borat. I know Borat.
Yeah.
Maybe, can I just interject for a second, please? I have an important thing I want to clear up. Lady Blah Blah, I saw you arguing with Max earlier. What were you arguing
Well,
about?
Well, the thing is, I've been here 3 whole days now, and I've been so bored out of my tiny little mind, and I thought, what would be best? Well, yeah, a swimming pool. I want to build a swimming pool. So I thought, well, where am I going to build this swimming pool? The only place I can build this swimming pool at my mom and dad's place to find a little plot of land to build it on. It just so happens that little plot of land belonged to that Max Slider. So I went to Max and I said, Max, can I buy your land and build a little swimming pool for my mommy and poppy? And he said, no, you cannot have my land. So I got in a bit of a rage and, I just got one of those tempers on me. And well, that was that. That was probably what you saw me arguing with him about.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looked very, very, very heated. You look very angry.
Well, as I said, I got a bit of a temper.
Did you use
And I
violence?
wasn't happy. He will not sell me that land under no circumstances, is what he said. And I only wanted to buy my mommy and pappy that little swimming pool.
Interesting.
So, Byron, can I just ask a quick question? Now that Max can't put his wine in my soft cheese basket, would you mind doing that?
Oh, I say.
Euphemism.
There's only one lady I will put my wine in. Thank you.
Perhaps if there's no wine available, perhaps you wouldn't mind maybe a port. I could provide it.
Oh, on
Yeah,
that
so
note, the inspector has something to say.
Oh, good.
Well, I don't know whether it's the wine that is making you talk so much, but this is the hardest inquiry I have ever run. There is so much information coming out, I just don't know which way to turn. It seems to me that there are plenty of motives and enough opportunities for any one of you to kill Max. You all seem to have something to whine about. So, which one? Him? Or perhaps more than one of you is involved. Had you thought of that? Just a little idea fermenting in my brain. I think I'll let you continue with your questions for now. The team and I have that's all in the line of duty, of course. We only think he died from a blow to the head. You may have been poisoned first.
Stephen Hawkins is so smart, I must say. He's figuring this out all by himself.
Dredging through the vats.
Yeah, the
That'll
wine
set
vat.
the winemaking process back weeks.
And it had all just settled too. Sorry, Byron. Looks like you're just going to have to wait a little longer for your next order.
I could give you a loan to tide you over.
Hope you aren't intending to resell that.
I heard I could give you a loaded todger.
Yeah. Yes, Max may have been a brute, but I don't think even I'd want his personally tainted wine.
Well, I'm sure Demi isn't talking about you using the vat Max was found in. Oh, there's more than one wine vat in the shed after all.
Yes, and thankfully only one has a dead body in it.
Does that mean only one killer?
Not necessarily, but it's more rare to have an accomplice in these matters. Isn't that true, Tarquin?
Oh, yes, very, very true. You see, the more people involved in the murder, the harder it is to cover up. And besides, this hardly seems like a premeditated killing, not when there are so many witnesses. What?
Well, whoever did it, I'm sure they've left by now.
What's to say they haven't?
The police, Inspector Hawkins said he was confident the killer was among us. They must have found ways of knowing that.
Well, they do. In the meantime, why don't you let me go first this time? Someone here has a question for me.
Max, Max, when I was over the estate earlier, just visiting the vines and making sure they were supple and juicy, I saw you talking to Max not long after I saw Lady Blah Blah arguing with him. What were you talking about? You were in the shed. You were discussing something.
Yeah.
Things seem to get really heated. I was quite surprised. Max was already quite upset after his exchange with Lady Blah Blah, and then to go and talk to you about something so emotional, it seemed rather strange. What were you chatting about?
I think he's just recounting that version in his head.
Yeah, you better get your story straight,
Nick?
Nick Blagger, because I'm starting to think that maybe something was going on between you and Blah Blah. It doesn't add up at all.
I'm with you, Byron.
Must say, it's a little bit strange that you're in the same room right now.
Yeah.
What's going on? I don't get it.
Obviously, we don't.
Philippa.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps Byron.
Can I ask
Perhaps Byron, we can come back to.
Did you hear me, Max? Did you hear my question?
Max is dead, baby.
Oh,
Byron, come on.
He's a very
Nick,
confused young man.
Did you hear my question, Nick?
Yeah, I heard your question. I was about to answer it, but I got rudely interrupted.
Yeah, Demi, shut your face.
Can I answer now?
Byron.
There's hope for us yet, Byron.
I met up with Max earlier this afternoon. We were at his shed. I wanted to discuss his blackmail. He was asking for too much money for his wine. At least because I don't even like wine. I got into a bit of a row about it.
Nick, darling, you must project your voice towards the microphone. Project, darling, project.
Okay, give me a little time out. I just got to read my paragraph and then I'll answer.
Yeah, that's cool because I need to jump.
I have a question in the meantime. I have a question for Byron.
Oh, mate, I need a jumper.
Does anyone else want like 2 minutes just
I'll
to read
jump
what they're
you,
going to say?
Byron, go get a jumper.
Go
Byron,
and get your jumper.
did you know of any Did you know of any Max Leiter's past conquests? And does he have a reputation as a womanizer?
I think it's already pretty common knowledge that Max was a womanizer. I'm sorry to disclose this information, Demi, but I'm sure being so close to him, you must have known that he was interested in other ladies.
He put it about a bit.
He put it about a bit, yeah. He put it about a bit, you know.
So Byron, tell me, did Max Leiter know that you were having an affair with his wife? I heard you arguing with him in the wine shed this afternoon.
We had a little scuffle, you know, we're business partners, that happens. I don't think it was anything more heated than the discussion you were having with him about your parents' hot tub swimming pool.
But did he know you were having an affair with that woman?
I'm not sure. I don't think he did, actually. We kept it pretty discreet.
See, I'm fairly sure I saw Monte Carlo enter the wine shed this evening. Where was it you said you had your row with Max, Monty? Was it in the shed? What?
I met Max in the wine shed. I knew that was where he'd be, arranging the wine tasting. So that's where I decided to look for him in order to break the ice. However, he left me. He left me, not the other way around. So he would have been seen alive after I spoke to him. And I've been keep out of his way. I've been keeping out of his way ever since.
I think we need to speak to Delphia. How did Max feel? How did Max feel when you told him that you were having his baby? Was he thrilled?
Actually, darling, I wasn't very excited about it at all. He blamed me. Can you believe it? He said I was foolish for not taking any precautions. Outrageous. Takes two to tango, darling. Anyway, I was very upset, and as you can imagine, I'm extremely emotional right now, what with the pregnancy, the wine, and all the cheese to deal with. So I left the wine shed, and I was crying, but Max was still alive.
Yes, and that's exactly the argument we were having after his discovery that he was having so many infidelities, just as well as you and many other women. He didn't really have a leg to stand on when he knew about me and Demi.
So, Demi, do you plan to sell the estate now that Max is dead?
Of course not.
Damn.
Between you and I, fortunately, Max's death has resolved many of the estate's difficult financial situations. He had a significant life assurance policy, and as you can suspect, all the debts will be paid off with the money, spent. Needless to say, I have no money worries at all, and I will not be selling the estate.
But Demi, did you know the situation with the estate's finances before he died?
No, of course not. I was completely unaware that Max had any type of debt, that he was so heavily in debt. I had no idea. He liked to deal with his finances himself, and keep himself to himself. He'd been talking about selling some of the tied cottages to the estate for some time, but I just thought that it was a business decision, not necessarily to keep things afloat.
Demi, did you know about
a diamond ring?
Demi, did you know about Philippa and Max?
I had suspicions. We had discussed Max's affairs, but I thought Philippa was a close friend. We had bought cheese from her quite regularly, but I should have known that something was ponging about her from the moment I met her.
Oh, yes, clever, yes.
Did you know that Max had any other relationships where he'd had children? Is Philippa the first one to be impregnated by your former husband?
Well, every time he would tell me about a woman, he told me that it was over and that he had only eyes for myself. And after 20 years of serial affairs, that is when I embarked on one myself, Byron, as you know. But no, I didn't know of any bastard children.
Oh, yes.
May I just say that it was long overdue, Demi.
Well, thank you, Byron. It's so
Since
nice.
these two are very chatty, Lady Blah Blah, I would like to know, earlier on when you interrupted them, what did you hear them talking about? Perhaps they were plotting Max's murder.
Well, that's not the case, I'm afraid. I overheard
Terrible.
Byron. I beg your pardon, Byron?
I'm leaving. Such an accusation is disgusting, despicable news.
Will you be quiet? It's my turn to talk.
Oh, calm
Right,
down.
I said I overheard Byron and Demi talking about running away together this evening before I interrupted them kissing in the kitchen. Demi said she had her case packed already in her room, and Byron had said something along the lines of being glad that all the deception was finally over. That's all I heard.
Ooh.
Ava, darling, did you see what's in the vicinity of the wine vat in which found?
Can you repeat that?
Of course, darling. I asked, did you happen to see anybody arguing with Max in the vicinity of the wine vat where his body was found?
Well, yeah, dummy, I did. I saw Max and Byron arguing near the shed, which holds the
Byron
wine
was
vat.
here to defend himself.
Well, you would say that, but it was a physical argument, and Byron wasn't pulling any punches.
Oh.
Punchos.
Eva, what was the situation at the bank? And now that Max is dead, will his loans be automatically paid off? How does that work?
Well, the bank is financially better now Max is dead. That is correct. Max took out some significant life coverage when he secured his loans. And now the insurance will cover not just his loans, but also that mortgage.
Oh.
Demi will be a very rich woman now, and the bank will be keen to help with her investments.
Thanks, obviously.
Ching ching to that, darling. Nick Blagger. Did you see anybody enter the shed where Max's body was found?
Yes, I did. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Of course,
Nick.
darling.
Yeah. Okay. I spoke with Max in the early afternoon. He was trying to get me to pay more money for the wine that I've been buying off him. And it nearly turned into a fight. But because he knew about the cannabis greenhouse, I had to agree to pay him. Ended up buying a whole vat of wine, which I don't really like. After a little tete-a-tete, I went for a little sleep for an hour. But what I saw when I woke up was two people having a scuffle, Max and two others. I don't know who they were, but it was crazy. And I don't know who was fighting, but it was Max and two other people, not me.
I see
Yeah,
Nick is
yeah.
spoken.
Lady Blah Blah. Did you go into the shed where Max was later found?
Getting everything ready in the wine shed.
Speak up, darling, speak up.
I knew that he was getting everything ready in the shed for the wine tasting later that evening, so I did pop along to try and ask him to offer more money for the land, you see, but he wasn't anywhere to be seen. So, I mean, perhaps he was already in the vat at that time, but I never looked in there, so I didn't see him, honey.
It's strange that Max was so hard up for money and yet he wouldn't take money off Blah Blah.
Yeah.
We
Hey, Tarquin.
just
Tarquin, I just remembered you were one of the people that I saw in the shed with Max. Did you have any formal combative training during your time at the Foreign Office?
well, yes, I did. You see, in fact, in fact, I'm more than capable of killing someone. You see, because I spent so many years training with the Foreign Office that it's no trouble for me whatsoever to take someone out quite easily. You see, with the training that one receives with the Foreign Office. But honestly, looking at the blows to the head, it could never have been me. You see. Matt's death seems far too much to have been a murder of passion, and you see, with myself, I'm more of a man of integrity and intelligence. What?
Passion? Byron has a lot of passion, it would seem.
Yes,
Oh.
he does, Ava. Yes, he does.
Are we on script now?
Are we on script?
The inspector has something to say.
Oh, I still have one more question. Monty,
Yes.
I'm really sorry to hear about that court fine that you received. It must have been awful. I was just wondering how it affected you.
Well, the court fine, it was small. It's like the buzzing of flies to me, not very big. And it hasn't affected me in any way financially. However, it's led to me losing some deals. As now it flags up that I got a criminal record for a breach of the peace. So my deals with racing companies like, I don't know, Skoda, Vauxhall, they now don't want to touch me. So it pissed me off.
I heard Mercedes drop to like hot shit.
Yes.
I beg your
Yes.
pardon.
Drop me like shit. But
Hot shit.
now you win some, you lose some.
I must interject to say, I do recall seeing Philadelphia heading for the shed, and on her return she looked rather happy. What?
Parkman, we've talked about this already. I was not happy. I was crying. Sometimes my crying face looks like my happy face, but I'm very emotional. I'm very pregnant, and I love cheese.
Sometimes
My
a happy
crying
face, a
face.
crying face. Sometimes a crying face does look happy and sad at the same time. Actually,
You've been making her
she has happy tears. Happy tears.
Inspector, what's this sass?
Yeah, with friends, relatives, and neighbours like you lot. What is surprising to me is that Max Lita has lasted this long. I can now tell you that we have found her murder weapon now, and it appears to be, as I thought, a rapier, the long circular pitchfork used to stir the fermenting grapes. The handle is long but light, and my team assures me that if wielded at arm's length, the momentum it carried would have been sufficient to have delivered the blow which rendered Max unconscious. The lightweight nature of the weapon also means that the blow could have been delivered by anyone present here. So, which one of you actually killed him? Let's have a little summary of you all, shall we? Were Demi and Byron in it together? Or perhaps Byron wanted to have Demi in the estate. Maybe Demi didn't want to walk out penniless after the up with Max's infidelity. Could Philadelphia have murdered the father of an unborn child? Or did Mick Blacker kill him to prevent information about his cannabis plantation reaching the police's ears? I'll have a word with you about that later. By the way, perhaps it was Ava. She knew Max's life assurance would more than cover the bank loans and recoup some of her bank's losses. Or did Tarquin Tokay decide to get his revenge on the double agent that cost the life of all his spies? Maybe, with Max out of the way, Lady Blah Blah thought she stood a better chance of obtaining the land she wanted from Demi. Or did Monte Carlo experience a little latent road rage when he had that conversation with Max in the shed? I'll tell you what, perhaps I should give you all one last chance to sum up the situation, and then I think I'll let you have a guess as to who killed him before I come back and tell you myself.
I think
Well,
on
let
that
me.
note, we should start a new video.
Yeah, I've got 1 minute 28. So should we all take a 5-minute break to read the next bit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That'll be better.
I need a where?
A word. A word.
We should reconvene in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Need a trip to the bonk.
Toodles, darlings.
See you soon. Same details.
Byron,
Bye bye. Bye
see you very shortly.
Tally ho.
Ash, you look quality.
Yeah, you do too, mate.
Matty, where
Mate,
the
my
hell
description-
did you get
my-
your-
What'd you say?
My description of my character was pretty much just me.
Oh, was
You have to
it?
do a lot. Just open
Cool,
shirt.
stylish.
Cool,
Lee
right.
just said, Lee came in, he goes, has Russ dressed up? No, it's his character.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
actually
right.
my character, yeah.
I thought you
Open
just
shirt.
said bothered. I thought you must have been too busy to get dressed up.
Mate, if you've seen me the last week, this is me pretty bothered.
Oh,
Matt,
right.
where did you get this from?
My pipe.
Yeah,
I've had it for years.
of course you have. Of course you bloody have.
Just for it makes it look good.
Ash,
I've
Just
never
a
used
prop.
it.
Ash,
Yeah,
next Tuesday.
yeah, you up for it?
Next Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday's good.
Was it threesome?
Me and Ross are gonna smack. Go. Tuesday.
Tiny desk performances. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Which one? The Big Daddy Kane one?
All of them, mate.
Oh,
Check
the
Oh,
them
what's the
out.
Big
Shout
Daddy
out.
Kane one you sent me?
Big Daddy. Rich sent me Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, I'll
Big
watch that.
big
That's
up,
decent.
big up, Rich Froud for sending me that. And
Yeah.
but
Where's
there's loads
Rich
more.
Proud?
You what?
Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I've
Big up
watched
Monte
the.
Carlo.
I've watched one of them, mate. They got loads, have they?
Loads of them, mate. There's really good. I've discovered loads of new music recently.
Right.
yeah, from that kind of source as well. It's really good, really good.
Oh. So you about on Tuesday then, mate?
Yeah, Tuesday, bottle of rum.
Yeah, we'll smash a bottle of rum in.
Where are you
Bottle
going
of
on
rum,
Tuesday?
mate.
Tuesday.
You come along, mate.
Mate,
Come
come
along.
over. We're just going to smash some rum in.
Oh, I'd love to.
Bottle each.
I'd love to smash some ramen with you, boy.
What's oh, we're out of character for a sec, aren't we?
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. You don't have to. You can be a Daniel Day-Lewis if you want.
No, I've got out of character. Yeah, I've got out of character for a sec. Just for a sec. Say.
When Rich is working, I'll sneak round.
Ross, I'm off on Friday if you want to get smashed or something. I don't know
Friday?
I don't know what your rules are.
Are you all moved in now, Ross?
I am moved in. You should see my place. It's fucking amazing. Look, I'm in my garden. In my garden. Yeah, I'll show you around.
Yeah, you have to WhatsApp us your new address.
This is my new outside area.
Very snazzy.
Have chairs and stuff and lights and shit. I'm going to take you inside now.
So is this the first night sleeping there, Ross?
Nah, I've been going rogue. Been sleeping here a while. I'm in the kitchen.
Very smart.
And this is like diner area. Like it's just toys and shit. And there's my dining area. You're all gonna eat here. It won't look like that forever. But there's a big dining table there. Lisa done this to my granddad's bureau.
Oh.
What has it been sanded down? I can't really see.
Yeah, she like.
Or the sun blue.
It was all brown, and then got Annie Sloan on it.
Oh, nice.
Very slow.
Nice.
So that's like. This is like.
Yeah.
There goes down to the kitchen area down there, and then through here. A bit dark. Hold on. Oh. This is my lounge area.
Jeez, look at that TV, man. You could freaking.
TV on the wall. Right.
That's mine and Lisa's art. We made that shit.
It's beautiful. It's like The Ring. Just don't answer the phone
Our
once
first
you lift
Christmas
it.
together, we did that.
TV on the fireplace business.
Cool.
And then
Oh, so
upstairs.
nice.
Yeah, it's sick, man. It's wicked.
Lush, isn't it? It's so beautiful.
Going upstairs now. Going upstairs. Whoa.
Whoa, don't fall up the stairs.
This is Indy's bedroom. He's got his own little room.
Aww.
He's probably got the best view as well. It looks out the window. It's fucking lovely out there.
I love those views that look out windows.
Fuck
Right,
you,
such a
Tarquin.
dick.
You're a dick, Tarquin.
It's the best view. Looks out the window. Brilliant.
Girls' bedroom. Girls got their little bunk beds going on.
Aww.
Nice.
And then my bedroom. It's in here.
So the magic happens. That
Not yet.
this is how it's.
Lisa painted this thing for me today.
Oh.
It's a bit dark in it. I've been making this. Look at my blinds. Bed sheets. Bed sheets.
It's like student. It's like
the
student
new
days,
windows
mate.
got fitted.
Student days.
The new windows
over
got fitted, but the blinds that they had got really nice blinds, but they don't fit now. The new windows have been fitted, so I had to make like a helmet out of timber. It's a fucking monstrosity just to get the blinds going. I'm halfway there today.
So is the next weekend the first weekend the kids will be staying?
Now the kids have been here the last 2 nights, and then they went back to Emma's today, and then they're back tomorrow night. So
And do they like it, Ross?
yeah, they love it. They love it. There's so much space.
So much space for
It's good.
activities.
Puberty.
Activities.
You haven't chosen the outside workshop yet, Ross.
And then down
Best
here,
bit.
they got like a shed down there.
That's where kids
What?
dead bodies. That's where Max is.
So like up the garden, that's like the house, and there's like a little seating area there, so I've been sat.
Nice.
And then it's got a little AstroTurf bit, and then over here it's like another bit, and then there's like a big garage there. And then around the corner of the garage, there's like another bit over there, which is massive, but you can't see it because it's dark. I can't wait for you guys to come over. I really can't wait.
I can't wait to come over and see it.
Yeah.
No, I'll be really excited when you guys come over. So excited that I'll probably be too drunk by the time we get over to even last the evening.
Classic Ross. That's right.
Like your 30th
So
birthday.
you, Ashley, and Sam can all go to bed at the same time. The rest of us can keep partying.
Yeah, what happened last week? I can't remember anything.
You got naked. That's what happened.
Boys,
Yeah, you got
Managed to
naked.
convince everyone else to take their clothes off as
boys
well.
for sale, Ash.
Sam smoke bombed.
Huh?
Sam smoke bombed and just disappeared. So
Yeah.
Matt knocked points off.
Did you just boot us out in the end? We were too steaming.
No, we
Yeah.
finished the whole thing.
Did
I
we?
think
Who
you
won?
came last.
Oh, okay. We didn't have any ticks or crosses
Yeah,
next to our answers, so we thought. Right. And then I watched that video of me steaming. You're like, Ash, pass it to Sam to read out. I was like, here we go, Sam.
Was last week the week where Sam couldn't understand what the
What's
question,
that?
what was she supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? What question was it?
Matt was WhatsApping things.
But yeah, we were playing like a who's in the bag
Right,
kind of
who's in the bag, yeah.
But you would, for some reason, your brain fell out your asshole and you just couldn't work out what you had to do.
Oh, really? Don't remember that.
Yeah, it's
Strangely
like
enough.
it's like I'd asked you to tell me the geographical location of Mars in Japanese. You're like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it was probably
But like-
Catherine Tate, wasn't it?
Will I have that somewhere?
I don't think they filmed it.
Demi!
I just woke up and I was like, what happened? Debbie. Debbie's
Hey,
back.
Demi, you sexy princess.
Doesn't make cheese though, does she?
But I'm filthy rich.
I gotta say, I quite like this. I quite like this trim. I might keep this for a little while.
That's your own hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my own hair.
Ash,
Yeah.
have you actually shaved NB into your
Honestly,
beard?
yeah. Mia shaved
Mate,
it.
that is class.
Keep
That
that.
is class.
Mia shaved it in with my little trimmer.
You guys
That
have
is class.
dedicated yourselves right now.
Dude, I've been
There's
growing.
the girl in a ball dress.
So I've been growing this beard for a week, in knowing
That's
that
my
knowing
boys,
that I
I
was going to be in this
pregnant.
event.
Man, I've been growing this beard for about 7 years. Still got nothing here. And I've got a bald patch under here.
Yeah, we've all
I'm
got
going to
a little-
comb down. Comb
Comb
down.
over. Comb over.
Comb down.
we've all got a bald patch.
Mate,
somewhere.
not comb over. I'm combing down.
Okay, are we back in?
Anyway. Okay.
Final
Ready?
statement.
Yeah, we're ready.
Hang on a minute. Let me.
So I just think I need to state right now, from Byron's point of view, that I'm sad that Max has died, but I had nothing to do with his death at all.
Is that it?
Is that
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to load up my thing. Hold on.
is that scripted or are you going rogue?
It's pretty much
I
what
feel
I'm
like
supposed
he's
to
telling
say.
us how he feels because we're not going to get it from his acting.
No. I'm devastated that Max is
Yeah,
dead.
very
I'm
sad.
really sad.
Look,
You're
listen,
very
cheese
sad.
face. Cheese face. Shut your face, cheese face. I'm very sad
Is this
that Max has died.
crazy thing you've got going on?
I'm very sad that Max has died, but it was nothing to do with me. Okay, I would have taken Demi with or without her estate. My love for her is undefined.
You finished?
That's all I have to say.
I'll speak next, as I usually come after you, Byron.
Oh, burr.
Oh,
first. It's like his little sister.
I know you would, Byron, but as things have turned out, you get to indulge both your passions, me and your wine. As for the financial situation, well, that wasn't something I planned. It's just a happy happenstance. That's all I have to say.
Oh, well, I suppose me or my unborn child are going to have no financial support from the father now. I should have listened to the gossips in the village and I would never have got myself in this situation. I just hope that my new invention, the cheese pop, takes off and available in stores coming soon.
Well, personally, I wonder how long it would take the village gossips to find out about his murder. Not long, I dare say. Still, I didn't kill him, so it's of no consequence to me.
Oh, I don't know, Nick. Markets are won and lost on gossip. It needn't be true, but let's slip a little piece of information and stocks can come crashing down. Max understood the situation he was in. If the police weren't already involved, I'd have wondered if this whole situation was suicide.
Suicide?
Your accent is suicide.
Suicide? Get realistic for a moment, Ava. Max was hardly likely to commit suicide in the wine vat. It's not exactly quick, though I suppose if he was drinking at the same time, it would have been fairly painless.
Have you tasted our wines?
Chin chin, Demi, chin chin.
Perhaps I should have had a few more glasses then. This evening has been painful for all of us. Although, I wonder, Demi, could you be persuaded to sell me that plot of land I was after now that Max isn't around to veto it?
Don't
Still
speak
banging
too
on.
soon, Lady Blah Blah. You'll only incriminate yourself in his murder. It's bad enough that I've already admitted I've seen him this afternoon, but I certainly didn't kill him.
So who did? Have we all spoken? Have we all said our piece?
Who
What do
did?
you all think?
Yeah.
Do we
I think
get
Ava. She had all the financial gain with the banks.
like, do you win anything? Like, is there like a point thing, or you just have to guess and hope?
It's so competitive.
Pride. You get pride.
I think I did it.
I think it was Byron and Demi.
I think we were both in it.
I think
it was
Byron. I've changed my mind. Ava.
I think it was Tarquin because why didn't his wife go missing?
Yeah, true. Where was your wife,
Tarquin?
Tarquin? How did she die?
Story that didn't get covered off.
No, we didn't ask enough
Mm.
questions. It was my character was supposed to be quite a difficult character to get information out of, but his wife disappeared. Apparently Max was.
He was deliberately
Just missed
holding
out a massive
information
part of the
back to
story.
one clue.
No, I didn't. I gave you all the information, but
Okay.
no. But it was his wife disappeared after Max was disclosed as a double agent.
Homosexual.
I think it was Demi and the cheese lady.
Well, I don't think it was Demi because when they were arguing in the kitchen, she said that she'd had her bags packed already.
Full of cash.
Says the bonker.
It's scripted.
Bonker.
No.
Don't worry, Rick. We're all on the same page.
Overdraft. Tarquin. Overdraft.
Overdraft.
Oh, I've just got that.
What about
Right.
Nick? Everybody is like,
Who did it? Who
I
killed him?
think it was that Philadelphia lady.
Okay, so
When your hormones are all over the place, you could just do anything.
Okay, Philippa,
Rebecca.
who do you think it was, Philippa?
I think it was Tarquin. I don't know why.
What on his own? On his own or with someone?
With his pipe.
Tarquin and Nick.
This part.
In the pantry.
Okay, Tarquin and Nick. Byron, what do you reckon?
I think it was Philippa. I think she thought that if he died, then the money would go and the estate would go to the unborn child.
So it's about acting alone.
No, it's nothing to do with the acting.
No, you know what I mean.
She sold me on cheese.
Ava, what's your guess?
Ava draft. I
Ava
said
draft.
Demi and the cheese lady.
Cheese lady.
Demi wants a baby. Cheese lady has a baby. They're split the money.
Nick,
This is a totally different accent to what we've heard of.
Nick Blagger. Nick Blagger, what are we looking at?
I think it was Demi.
Andres.
Demi.
Well, I think it was Demi because she knew about the affair and they haven't had kids together, so she was jealous and she thought, F you, man. And she chucked him in the bag of wine, and that's why it was Demi, because of the jealousy between her and the cheese lady.
Okay, Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo, let's hear it from you.
I think it was you, Tarquin.
Well, by myself.
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Yes. By yourself.
I think you got some beef with him because something happened with your wife in years gone by.
My wife, she is dead.
My wife, she's dead.
My
You like
wife, she's dead.
It's okay, I have a new wife.
Dead.
Okay, Lady Blah Blah.
I said I think it was that cheese lady.
The cheese
With her
lady.
hormones all over the place. She probably killed him because in a bit of rage, crying and laughing about it.
Okay, I'm going Byron and Demi. Just because. Okay.
What about me?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I haven't got you on my list.
I
What's your
think
name?
we're forgetting one. I think we're forgetting one person.
Okay, Demi. Who, Max?
It was Dave.
Dave.
Sorry,
No.
Demi. Demi, who do you reckon?
Byron, I love you, or the love of my life,
Oh,
but I think
Oh.
he has everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Oh, where's the love gone in the relationship, eh? Okay.
That sounds like a Nick Blagger song.
Not the Black Eyed Peas. Where's the love?
Oh, where's the love?
Play it for us, Nick.
Join in if you know the words. Keep on killing people, dying, and saying we got trying. Then we all get to know there is a feeling echo. Mother, 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 help me! I need some guidance from above. People got me questioning where is
the love?
Where's the love?
Where is the love?
Where is the
That is the love.
Where is the love?
Is the love?
That is the
Where
love,
is the love?
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. I've always wanted to go to one of your concerts, so thank you. Thank you.
Are we gonna find out?
No, you don't.
Ah, yes.
Part of
Who's
the
ready?
mystery.
The inspector has something to say.
Okay, I believe you've all made your guesses, so let's get down to business. Who killed Max Lita and why? Well, it is obvious to me that only someone who had visited the ship could have disposed of the body in the wine vat. This means that we can rule out all those who never actually went in there, namely Ava Draft and Nick Blagger. Max
Yeah.
was seen alive after Byron had finished with him, a little bruised from the experience. But he certainly wasn't dead, nor was he killed by Tarquin Tokay. As an ex-MI6 agent, Tarquin knows all about how to kill people and get away with it. He was hardly likely to have committed the act in such a way as to be left as a suspect. Demi Lito was high on the suspect list, but don't forget that she was there when approached Max. Of course, she would hardly have done that if she was planning on being a widow first. Lady Glabla certainly visited the ship, but by her own admission, she didn't see Max. I think, also, that it's highly unlikely she would have killed him over a land dispute, especially when there are such a lot of the more likely candidates available to have done it. Monte Carlos, for instance, is another who went to the shed and he certainly saw Max. However, Max was the one who walked out on him, so Monte Carlos couldn't have killed him either. So, who is the remaining suspect? None other than Philadelphia. She visited the shed feeling extremely happy because she had just discovered she was pregnant with Max's child. Imagine how dismayed her when Max told her to terminate the pregnancy. Pregnant women are emotional at the best of times. If Max had hung around any other women to father children with, might have understood that telling a pregnant woman
Burn Mel.
wasn't his. So she picked up one of the heavy great forks and over the head. He toppled unconscious into the wine vat, but being a woman and pregnant, she could hardly lift an unconscious grown man out of the wine, so sadly, he drowned. We also know that Philippa was seen leaving the shed at around, but sadly it wasn't to get help. For these reasons I am arresting you, Philadelphia, for the murder of your lover, Max Litter. Case solved.
Oh, God.
Byron.
Sister Cheese Lady! Murderer!
Murderer!
Don't worry, everyone. It'll inspire a whole new range of cheeses. They might be a bit moldy by the time I come out of jail.
Bravo!
Ava,
I knew it was me. I knew it.
You did it.
It's more that way for me.
brilliant.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. I don't know where everyone else is.
Okay, everyone point in the direction of the murderer.
Fucking cheese
Fun.
lady.
Thank you, Mel. Cheers, Mel.
Definitely something whiffy in this camp.
Cheers.
Love it.
Monty, don't carry that.
cheers, guys.
That hair is fake.
Sorry?
Mel, where'd you get your wig from?
My mum said that I look like an Indian Elsa from Frozen.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, I got it on
Into the unknown.
Oh, do you want to build a
Into the
snowman?
unknown.
Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to
Anyone
go
else?
and play?
I want to build a snowman. I want to build a snowman.
You're in your garden.
Does anyone else think that Rich looked like Despicable Me?
Yeah, he did.
Don't say that.
Despicable Me?
I've been feeling really bad about saying that joke last week.
Not
really bad
normally,
about it.
Rich, only with that wig on.
What?
Oh,
To be honest, Ross, I've been
you've been called worse.
really upset about that all week, haven't I?
I've been
What was that? Obviously,
I've been
you were
quite-
drunk and I don't remember. What did you say?
Sophie, last week I asked Rich where the minions were.
Oh.
And
I didn't really get it, but I've got a feeling that I know what the guy looks like. He was saying I look like.
Yeah.
Ross
Can I-
asked Rich last week where the minions were.
Can I just say, Sam, your accent was like giving me life.
Oh, well, thank you, honey. I just spent all day brushing up on my southern drawl.
I have a confession. I was supposed to have a list, but I just.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
no.
You were brilliant. You were brilliant, Lisa.
I would have got it.
Have
Put the
commitment.
list on. I would have known.
I loved Mel's accent.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, God
Yeah,
knows,
of the funk.
I was Swiss, Iranian English. So
Yeah.
I mean,
I must say
Go on.
there was a short caption when you said something earlier, and I cracked up, and I'm going to find it and put it on repeat and make it a GIF. You were like, oh
I'm
yeah.
just taking my hair out. Otherwise, I'd have done a selfie. And I'm no longer in back to normal hair.
Let's go for a wee.
Normal
Oh,
crazy.
thanks for letting us know that, Ross.
Your beard is something else, right?
You put Soleros?
I think you must all send a selfie to Tom and Caroline on the group chat so they can see what they missed.
Oh, yeah, I put ours on already.
We'll have to do a screenshot
Oh,
of
yes,
the
well done.
yeah,
Yeah, your beard is brilliant, Matt. You look great.
yeah.
Sorry, I was late every time. I'm not on the group.
More of a
chat.
Sherlock Holmes type, but
Well, you know, I'm
secret chat.
an
Secret chat.
ex-foreign
selfie.
minister, so
Don't worry, I got missed off as well. Ross forgot to add me. I wasn't on there for a while.
Matt just kept texting me, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, we'll wait for you. Oh, okay.
No, what did you think of it? It was all right, wasn't it? It was good
I
fun.
thought it was good. I thought it went pretty good actually, Mel. And I think like in face to face, it would be friggin' hilarious. It would be
Oh,
even
yeah.
better. But I
And
thought
you
it did work well.
And you can get them for different, bigger groups of people as well. So hopefully, if we're all ever allowed to, to socialise together.
Allowed to
I don't think I'd
see
want
each
to do it where you go to like a weekend with people that you don't know.
oh no.
No.
But I'd only
that'd
feel
be cool.
happy like with you guys, I think, like people you knew. Otherwise, can you imagine? It'd be so awkward.
I said to Mel the other day we should do an end of summer, end of quarantine murder mystery party.
But where actually somebody gets murdered.
Yeah, why not?
who plays that card though? It's like sorry, you're the murder victim, so you won't be
My
going home.
role, just to lay very still.
Yeah, you didn't survive lockdown.
No, that was really fun.
Right,
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was
Yeah, I
going to be really
wasn't sure
difficult.
how it would work out virtually, but it was all right, wasn't it? It was good fun.
Yeah.
It was good having a little bit of script and then the rest just sort of
Freestyle.
freestyle.
Yeah, it's a shame. We're not together because then you can actually go a bit more off-grid freestyle and be chatting to the person next to you saying, "Oh yes, well yes." Blah, 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 blah.
I did tag you guys in a picture. Sam, you were the only one I couldn't find. I couldn't remember what your Instagram is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll find it on your.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, happy birthday for Monday.
Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah.
Sorry, I
Have a
didn't
nice
get there
day,
on
love.
the day.
Yeah, last Monday,
Birthday,
Ash and Mia, thank you guys. Ash and Mia cooked us a nice 3-course meal, so that made up
Lovely.
not being able to go out. It was lovely. We had a nice day. Thank you.
Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Aw.
Oh, I was supposed to put talcum powder on my hair. I forgot.
What? Oh, to
Why?
make it
To look older. I forgot to do it. It's been sat here the whole time next to me.
Well, this is literally the first time I've not had a hat on for probably about 6 weeks now. I was actually worried I wouldn't have any hair left.
Baseball
like
cap.
a beanie?
No, baseball
I've
cap
had a
on
hat on
backwards.
for like
All
weeks.
right.
Like someone from E17.
Stay now.
Baby, if you got to go away.
Yes,
Mate, that
Nick.
is literally, that's what I'm singing to my hair right now because my hair is thinning so bad that I'm singing that every night. Stay now.
Mate, Emily and I have been watching Friends on Netflix, and it brings back so many memories of me going to Ross's house when we were at school, of me going round after school, and we'd be like perving over Britney Spears and stuff, watching Friends.
Britney Spears?
Not Friends.
You mean
No, obviously at the same time. It wasn't like on the same show.
Oh. Weird.
weird.
Britney Spears, eh?
No, well, I remember.
See what I can find in my wardrobe.
It was the first time.
Lisa, I've got a wig you can borrow.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can borrow Mel's wig.
I always remember the first time we heard a "Baby One More Time" song. I went round Russ's house before we went out down the park to get a few 2020s down us, and he was like, "Oh, mate," he was like, "Check this chick out," and it was Britney doing her dance moves. We were like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, mate. It was. You know what? It was a big deal because it was Andy Dixon that said to me, "Have you seen this girl on MTV?" And it was Britney Spears doing the song.
One more time.
Yeah,
Schoolgirl one.
It was a schoolgirl one. Yeah, I was like, no, and he was also the one that told me about Spice Girls as well. When they first done the Spice Girls, like the song where they're running through like the mansion.
Oh my gosh, this is throwing it back some.
Who knew Andy Dixon, the secret Spice Girl fan?
Who knew?
He was always on the level, mate. He was always on the level with new shit.
That's it, mate. He probably had the LP, didn't he, on vinyl, mixing it up.
Is Em in bed now, or did she secretly listen in?
No. She went to the bar. She's actually tending Fox, but she did go to bed. She came down a minute ago to tell me off because I'm being too noisy.
Matt, have you shaved your beard off like from here down?
Yeah, mate. Have you just noticed?
Yeah.
Good luck for you, Matty.
Part of my character, mate. Part of my character.
Yeah,
No, I
like
think
that,
it really
Matt.
suits you.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
I feel like a ventriloquist doll.
Yeah, you look like one.
Hello.
Ash, you gonna keep those initials in your beard?
Moustache and that little bit. I like it. And I like this as well. Tomorrow you see me out like this. Not that, but that looks good.
I think you need to grow it back, Ash, and then get Mia to do an AW.
Yeah.
I'll meet you down the park tomorrow. I'll meet you down the park tomorrow.
I'm keeping
I'll just have
this.
my moustache.
Yeah, it looks
And
good.
this bit. Just this bit here. That'll be it.
Back. What? I'm bringing sexy back. Get rid of those, but yeah. That's the way to go.
Oh shit, I gotta go. Remy's screaming.
Okay.
All right, love,
Don't
lovely
laugh.
to see you.
All right.
Love you guys.
Yeah, so,
Love you,
Bye,
Dave.
love.
Bye.
Go on.
bye-bye.
We've got about 4 minutes left on this one.
Roll over, because I've still got a glass of wine left.
Okay, I'll start it again then.
I'll put some music on.
Hey, any song? Name a song.
Britney Spears, Baby One More Time.
No.
Okay.
I can play it for you.
Next.
It's
Any
Raining
song.
Men. It's Raining Men.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Everyone got the key? La 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 la. Okay. I don't know how it starts. But for the first time in history,
Gotta start Raining Men.
it's raining men. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Raining men. Absolutely soaking wet.
No, Ash.
You sing one then, Ross.
No, I'm not going to sing one. I'll put one on.
Oh, lame. Boring.
Yeah.
Boring, isn't it?
Boring.
I would play one, but I'd wake up the
Boring.
whole house, and I've already got an angry wife on my hands.
Oh, look at you chewing your pen like it's your pipe, Matty.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Pen. It's me walking around with that pen in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, check me out, an old ex-army man.
Hey, what? Okay, I'm going to edit all these together, and I'm going to chuck them on YouTube, and I'll send you the link.
Ass, you spread out and shit, right? Put a hanger on the fucking stove and let that shit sit there for like a half hour. Take it off and stick it
What
in
is
your ass.
this?
Ross, you are in your
That's right.
garden. These are your new neighbours. You turn that down, please.
It's better they know,
M-E-T,
now that they're living
H-O-D,
next to a gangster, you know what I mean?
with a spike fucking back.
I saw that.
I fucking pull your fucking tongue out your fucking mouth and
What
stab
is
it.
it?
METHOD, man.
METHOD,
Where'd you get the
man.
ukulele from, Ash?
Hey, you, get off my turf.
You asshole.
Yeah, it's me. It's
Beat you. And beat you.
Get Leah down and play us a few songs.
Jimi Hendrix. Jimmy. Oh, where you going all around? Jimmy. Hey, Joe. I got a shimmer. Turn her down.
Oh, it's like last week again.
Yeah, no. I'm like completely sober.
We are. Ross is probably the drunkest out of everyone.
Look at this. I put eyeliner on
Skyliner.
for my rock and roll image.
How you feeling now this week, Mel?
Yeah, I'm good.
Necklace right up. Hey, have any of you lads wore eyeliner before?
Yes.
Have you, mate?
Not
I think it looks good.
Not like a daily thing. I've worn it before in get up like you are now, but I've never worn it out to like go out anywhere.
All right. I was looking at myself earlier and I was like, check those smoky eyes out. Next time I go
Lola,
out.
Ash, have you ever tried to have you ever